All right, everybody, welcome to the live broadcast. It's Ray Perez, global branding expert, and I'm with none other than the man himself, Mr. Kevin Harrington, the creator of the infomercial, the original shark from Shark Tank, and a serial entrepreneur and a good friend of mine. Kevin, thank you for joining me on the live broadcast.
Ray, I love live. Here we are, man. Let's do it.
Awesome. And today we're going to be sharing with you guys in a moment just a little bit about the importance of having your personal online brand presence. And obviously, as the global branding expert, I've been doing this for a very long time. But the reason I have Kevin on today is because he has been in this industry a lot longer than I have. And he's been through the ups and the downs, and he can tell you how he's transitioned and shifted himself throughout the time. And most importantly, how he went from the man behind the products on TV to the man, the brand today, which he's known for as Kevin Harrington. So Cameron, if it'll be okay with you, could you share a little bit about how you got to where you're at to today?
Yeah, so absolutely. So, I mean, I started way back in the early 80s as a young entrepreneur, and I was just absolutely wanting to have a business, right? I opened a driveway sealing business, then I opened a heating and air conditioning company. Then I was selling businesses and just going kind of from one entrepreneurial gig to another. And so I call myself a serial entrepreneur, but one day I'm watching Discovery Channel and it went dark for 6 hours. And when I called the cable company to find out what the problem was, they said Discovery's only an 18-hour-a-day network. 6 hours a day was nothing, okay?
Yeah.
They put these bars up on the screen. So that's when the light bulb went off. I started looking for products, and I was at the Philadelphia Home Show, and I ran into Arnold Morris, who was demonstrating the Ginsu knife. He's cutting through a Coca-Cola can and sneakers and a muffler. And I said, that's the pitch that's going to go on Discovery. Cut a deal, launched Ginsu on Discovery, and the rest is history, because that was really, we call it the kind of the modern day infomercial birth. And so this was houseware, kitchen products. And so then we went to Jack LaLanne, and then we went to George Foreman, then we went to Tony Little. And so we're doing juicers and fitness products and gazelles. And by the way, did we do some celebrities? Yes. Kim Kardashian called, and Paris Hilton called, and 50 Cent had headphones, did tens of millions of dollars on QVC with 50 Cent, taking them up there, hanging out at QVC. So anyway, without taking up all the time here, Ray, I've had an amazing number of years. It's now 38 years in the world of As Seen on TV. I owned As Seen on TV Inc., AsSeenOnTV.com, built a business on the New York Stock Exchange that went to over $500 million, and now billions of dollars in sales later. I got the phone call to be on Shark Tank, but I'm going to tell you, there was a little thing that happened where I actually got the call from Mark Burnett. And do you want me to tell you about that now, or do you want to ask some more questions? I want
to dive right into that, but I want everyone who's listening to this to understand Kevin is the man behind As Seen on TV. And I think anybody 30 years or older knows what As Seen on TV, or has seen it somewhere in the malls, on the TV. Kevin is the person behind that. Okay. So I just want to give you guys the magnitude of what he's been able to achieve as the person behind the celebrities. Now, that got him up to a point in his career. And then he got a phone call from Shark Tank. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, so I love telling the story, Ray, because I was making money, but like when I did Tony Little's products, the fitness products, we'd go to the fitness shows together and we go walking down the aisle. Who were the people showing their new products to? Tony Little. They didn't even know who I was, okay? So I built these brands, Billy Mays, Jack LaLanne, Tony Little. They're getting all the flow. And so I'm sitting with Richard Branson down at Necker Island, one of the smartest billionaires that I know. And part of what we share are all the years of experience and mentoring that I've received from some amazing people, one of which was Richard Branson, in a personal weekend that I spent with him at his island in Necker Island in the Caribbean. Richard said to me, so Kevin, I've been following you. You got to be pretty proud that you created all these amazing brands. Billy Mays, Tony Little's, he is a multi-billion-dollar brand that started with me investing in Tony Little. But now he said, but you never built your own brand. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, geez. I said, but I made money. He's like, yeah, but where's the continuity, the new flow? Building your brand guarantees future business flow because you become a key person of influence in your industry. I went home from there, started writing books. I got bestsellers out. And that's when Mark Burnett was reading on the internet about all these products and who's this guy, Kevin Harrington. And so he called me. And what writing a book and becoming a key person of influence for me, building my online presence, what that got me was the phone call from Mark Burnett. Now, I got the meeting. I'm sitting in front of him. I had to have a good pitch also. And thank God I did. And that's also part of becoming, like a branded person. You need to know how to pitch you, your business, your services, et cetera, et cetera. And so, make a long story short, I mean, there's something about giving an irresistible offer, okay? And in a pitch. And so we teach you how to pitch along the way of learning how to build your brand also.
And for those of you that are on with us live, I got a couple people who want to give you some shout outs, Kevin. So we got Davney here. Tremendous respect for you, Kevin. We got a couple other people that are just really happy to have you on here and share your story. We got Wendy as well. So Kevin, you wrote, so just to clarify for everybody, because I think Kevin's story is something very important to learn from, okay? And, sometimes we learn from people's successes, but a lot of times we learn from people's mistakes. And what I love about Kevin's story is Kevin was very, very successful. But years later, what he realized is despite the success, because he didn't invest in his own brand, he was investing in building up these people like Tony Little and making them multi-million-dollar brands. And yes, he was getting paid handsomely for it. In the long term, they kept on and no one knew who Kevin was. So the shift that I think is the story that as the branding guy, I think your story is so important, Kevin, because when you got that phone call after you wrote your book, after you got the advice from Richard Branson and you wrote Key Person of Influence, which was a book that I read, was amazing, by the way, if you haven't gotten it, Key Person of Influence by Kevin Harrington. Then he got picked up to be on Shark Tank. And how did your life change from that moment on, Kevin?
Yeah. So I'm going to show you something, because when we would do Tony Little's Gazelle, it would go up and then it would go down. It's a bell-shaped curve. And then I have to find a new product. All right. But when you build your own online brand, you go up and you keep going up and you keep going up. You never come down because you're a branded person now. So, I mean, now for me, all I have to do is wake up in the morning and my inbox is loaded with deal flow, okay? Because I've become a key person of influence. This is what we teach you, and it's changed my life because I can just wake up and see the flow coming. And that's the amazing part of becoming a key person of influence. And we're going to teach everybody that's listening right now how to do this.
That's right. So, obviously I'm not at the level that you are, Kevin, but I'm riding your coattails, my friend. And I could share that in the last 3 years, as I've invested and developed in my own personal brand, I have seen exactly what you're sharing, that I am now getting requested to go speak at events. I am now getting requested to do webinars. People want to come and do business with me. I'm sure you've had this many of times. People have offered to intern and work for free for me just so they can learn, right? I know that's happened to you many times.
Plenty.
So, it's interesting that someone on your level can still experience the same thing that everyone else can experience. And the message that I want you, if you're listening now, is that if you start investing today in your personal brand, long-term in the future, you're going to see massive return in results. because it's not always about what you can make today. It's how much you can keep and how long you can continue to make it. So tomorrow evening, Kevin and I will be sharing how to get paid more for who you are by increasing your online brand presence. And for those of you that would like to attend our webinar, let me just gonna pop it up here on the screen for a second. Get paid more for who you are by elevating your online brand presence with myself and Kevin Harrington. If you'd like to register for that, I'm gonna drop in the bottom of my 360 site. Basically, just go to rayperez360.com, that same banner that you just saw pop up. Just click on that and you can register. There is no cost to you. Kevin and I are doing this because of obviously what's happening in the community. It's our way to give back to you as the entrepreneurs. We really want to support you and help you thrive in these challenging times. So Kevin, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Well, so part of becoming a key person of influence, we have a 5-step system, a 7-step system for the more advanced folks. We can start you out, where you don't have to be afraid, because people say, well, do I have to start creating content and shooting videos and stuff? Look, we shoot videos, I shoot, you shoot, we all do, but this isn't like you got to be doing 10 videos a day. It's a simple process. But if you don't do it, your competitors are going to get the business from you. So I'm just going to tell you, we're sharing this. This is one of the worst times in the world that's ever happened for many folks, many entrepreneurs. I'm probably up at least 50% in deal flow and income during the worst times. What part of what we're sharing are sort of, I call them billionaire secrets. It's what did the billionaires do in times of difficulty? So, and it involves what we're talking about, increasing your online presence so the deal flow comes to you. If you're in real estate, you want to get all those phone calls. We're going to show you how, no matter what business you're in. So yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be there. Ray, I know you got a lot of great stuff to share also. So for anyone that's out there, show up, be there. Okay. We're going to have some fun.
That's right. And thank you for saying that, because I know sometimes people out there feel like, oh, well, I can't do that. I just want you to know that it doesn't matter what situation you're in. It doesn't matter what business you're in. Trust me, Kevin has worked with hundreds of different types of businesses. There are some fundamental principles that all businesses share. And by using technology, automation, systems, processes, and that's really what we're talking about when we meet getting your online brand into the world. Kevin and I have been doing this. Our companies have been doing this for many years, and we want to give you access to that. So Kevin and I will see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. Webinar starts. I hope to see you there. Please visit rayperez360.com to get registered. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Can't wait to see everyone out there. Thanks, Ray. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.